ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੇ ਭਾਸ਼ਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਰਥਿਕਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਣ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵਿਭਾਗ ਤੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਲੋਕ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਅਣਗਹਿਲੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ। ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਇੰਪਲੋਇਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਮਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਕਰਕੇ ਹਟਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਵੇਜ ਸਬਸਿਡੀ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਸਹੂਲਤ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਨਾਲ ਨਵੇਂ ਕਾਮਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੰਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦੇਣ। ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਿਰਾਏ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਮਦਦ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਜੋ ਵੇਜ ਸਬਸਿਡੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਿ canada.ca ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਪੇਜ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ। ਉਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਮਦਦ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਗੋਂ ਕਿਰਾਏ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਦਦ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਮਰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮਦਦ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਅਰਜ਼ੀਆਂ 25 ਮਈ ਤੋਂ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ। ਇਸ ਨਵੇਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤਹਿਤ ਮਾਲਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ 75% ਤੱਕ ਕਿਰਾਏ 'ਚ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਮਦਦ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ canada.ca ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਜੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਆਉਣੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ 25 ਮਈ ਤੋਂ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਅਰਜ਼ੀਆਂ ਲੈਣੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ।
Over the last 2 months, Canadians have stepped up to keep each other safe. And because of those actions and those choices, in many parts of the country, we're getting this virus under control. Now, that doesn't mean we can let down our guard. But what our progress does mean is that where it's safe to do so, we can gradually and carefully restart some of our activities. For many small business owners and their workers, being able to reopen is welcome news. Of course, this is not without its challenges. People need help getting back on their feet. That's why we brought in new, targeted support to get businesses going again. Use the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy to rehire your workers. Access a loan through the Canada Emergency Business Account to adapt to new realities. And contact your regional development agency where we've boosted funding if you don't qualify for other supports. Thousands of business owners have already navigated the process and are getting the help they need. And if you're not one of them yet, we're making it simpler to find out what's available. Go to the COVID-19 page at canada.ca. You'll find a section that lays out all the programs based on what your need is, from rehiring staff to accessing credit. Your business matters to your employees and to our country. In fact, it matters to our whole economy. So, a concern for you is a concern for us, too. And that brings me to the question of your rent. Paying rent on your space might be a problem right now. We hear that, so we're taking action. We're creating the Canada Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance Program. This benefit will provide forgivable loans to landlords so that they can reduce by 75% the rent for small business tenants that have lost the majority of their revenue because of COVID-19. If you're a landlord and you and your tenant are eligible, please apply. Go to cmhc.ca to get the details on what information you'll need when the application portal opens starting May 25th. Once this launches, you'll receive your relief quickly. Our government, along with the provinces and territories, will cover 50% of the rent. We're asking that landlords absorb 25% and tenants pay the rest with the support of programs like the CEBA. For larger retailers, we're also working on a new support, and we'll have more details to share soon. These are challenging times, but together we can protect jobs and make sure that our economy bounces back, and that will be good for everyone. Whether you work at the restaurant around the corner or at an office downtown, your job is how you support yourself and your family. And no matter what you do, no matter how many other people your workplace employs, we need to protect that. In addition to our support for small businesses, we've also brought in help for companies of every size. Last week, we launched the Large Employer Emergency Financing Facility to provide bridge loans for the country's largest employers. As of today, applications for this financing are open. These loans will be delivered through the Canada Development Investment Corporation in cooperation with Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada and the Department of Finance. Our priority is that this program be fair and effective. Loans will be designed with a clear goal: protecting jobs and helping our economy rebound. Businesses can go online to cdev.gc.ca for more information on the application process. But I want to be clear. We are not offering companies a bailout. We are making loans available so that they can weather this storm and continue to employ millions of hardworking Canadians. No matter who you are or where you live, we're here to support you. So I want to end this morning by reminding parents that when you receive your Canada Child Benefit payment today, it will include an extra $300 per child. This is money to help you through this very tough time. I think the important thing that we have seen over these past weeks is that our Parliament continues to function. We've been meeting 3 times a week, twice virtually, once in person, to ensure that MPs from right across the country continue to be able to share the concerns of their constituents, ask questions of the government and its programs, and also highlight solutions that will help Canadians as we move forward. And from the beginning, we've had tremendous input from all parties that has helped us make sure we're getting it right to help millions of Canadians right across the country in this moment of crisis. We want to make sure that we are functioning as an effective Parliament during this time, not in spite of the crisis, but because of the crisis. And that's why we're working right now with other parties in the House to try and figure out what the best way for us to move forward, to continue our democratic processes, to continue to have a strong functioning Parliament and democracy, while at the same time ensuring that we're keeping everyone safe.
So with provinces and economies opening up, First Nations communities are remaining closed. Now, do you support these extra measures, even though they create tensions with nearby jurisdictions?
From the very beginning, our focus has been on keeping Canadians safe, with particular emphasis on people who are more vulnerable. And we've seen that because of challenges around health delivery, existing challenges and inequalities, Indigenous communities across the country are at a greater vulnerability to COVID-19 than others. That's why we put in place measures early on to help these communities protect themselves and be supported in this pandemic time. We know that as economies start to reopen, as activity picks up across the country, we're going to have to make, and local jurisdictions will have to make very careful decisions about how and where to reopen. And we need to make sure that every step of the way, people are working with all local stakeholders, including and specifically Indigenous communities and leadership, to ensure that we're not bringing in greater risks. As much as we want the economy to reopen and things to get back to normal, we need to put the safety and security of all Canadians at the forefront of everything we do.
And a follow-up, Jamie?
Thank you. And as a follow-up, just on a different note, this pertains more to federal than provincial prisons. But in terms of early release programs, getting inmates with a history of respiratory illnesses out of jail, now with the relaxing of restrictions, is that not a priority anymore? And I was wondering, will Minister Blair be at the committee update today, or when will he be there?
We've continued to look very closely at how we can ensure that federal institutions like our correctional facilities are kept safe. We're looking at various measures and have brought in a number of measures to keep both inmates and staff at those facilities safe. We continue to adjust as time goes on, and as things become more necessary or less necessary, we will stay active on it on a daily basis.
Thank you. Next question, operator.
Thank you. Merci. Next question, Christy Kirkup, the Globe and Mail. Line open.
Good morning, Prime Minister. You've addressed the issue of increased economic activity today. Spain has made the mandatory wearing of masks, except for children. Is the mandatory wearing of masks being considered by Canada's Committee of Chief Public Health Officers from across the country?
I know public health authorities are continually looking at the research and looking at the best way for Canadians to protect themselves. I believe they will have further recommendations on masks in the coming hours. The reality is the best thing for people to do is to remain socially distanced, to keep 2 meters apart, to stay at home wherever possible, and to wash your hands regularly and frequently. But in situations where you cannot physically distance to 2 meters, people are encouraged to wear masks, and I will allow public health authorities to make that announcement a little later today.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਮਾਨ ਊੜਾ ਟੈਕਸ ਸੈਟਲਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ। ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੇਠ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਦੇ ਬਟਨ ਦਬਾਓ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।